But the fight is over, and it is a record-breaking victory for the US here in Wisconsin.
It's my honor to introduce our 2023 US Ryder Cup captain, Jack Johnson.
Breaking news, it is Luke Donald who will captain Europe for the first time in Rome 2023.
Pinching myself, knowing that I'm the captain, leading the European side.
I'm excited to be here in 2023. I cannot wait.
There's a great rivalry. It's all about pride. The goal is to win.
Am I looking at you for this? It's not that important an event for me. It's an exhibition at the end of the day. Obviously, I'll try my best for the team, but I'm not going to go running around fist pumping. Who said that? I said that in my naivety as a young swashbuckling lad. I know I have been a part of the Ryder Cup a lot, and what those three quotes are couldn't be further from the truth.
So many of my greatest memories and experiences have been through Ryder Cups. You're not playing for money, but you're playing for pride, you're playing for your country, your flag, your teammates, for the history of the sport. You're playing for more than just yourself.
I've always said anytime you have the opportunity, certainly to wear this crest on my chest, but also my nation's flag on my sleeve or on my hat, those are memories of a lifetime.
You're going to dig in, you're going to give it your best, you're going to try your hardest, you're never going to give up. And I feel like that's what that crest on the chest means to me, is just bringing my all.
You represent much more than 12 golfers. You represent a continent, you represent European golf, and then you're going to be on the center stage for the next couple of days. It strikes you quite violently, but it's a pretty exciting ride to be on.
The thing that makes the Ryder Cup special, it's all cliches, but it is, I think as an individual sportsman, you always crave the team environment, the locker room environment, that kind of special feeling of sharing success with others.
That's the beauty of the Ryder Cup. I mean, you don't play for yourself. You play for your teammates, you play for your country, you play for a continent. You let your guard down. I mean, you have to open yourself to the rest of the team members, and that's why the Ryder Cup is so special.
It's an honor of a lifetime, and where you go from there, I don't know, but it's a great way to showcase great talent.
As much as the stupid quotes that I said earlier in my career, like, everyone should strive to be a part of the Ryder Cup. It's the best feeling in the world. Everyone hopefully will win individual titles and do great things in the game as an individual, but nothing beats the feeling as winning a Ryder Cup as a part of that team.
Ryder Cup. We were awarded with the Ryder Cup on December 14th in 2015. The European Tour said, you know, the bids were terrific, but the Ryder Cup goes to, and then there is a pause, there's a silence. Italy! And we're all like, we're Italian, so we show all of our passion.
Insieme a Ryder Cup Europe, insieme alla proprietà del campo Marco Simone, si è deciso di rifare interamente e completamente il campo di gara. E proprio per questo motivo si è fatto un campo di gara solo ed esclusivamente da Ryder Cup.
We always knew from the beginning, when they won the Ryder Cup, that the golf course was going to be totally changed. But there were some fundamental issues with the course in terms of, you know, from greens to tees, there's a lot of crossovers. So for the players and spectators, it was going to prove an absolute nightmare. So to try and retrofit in infrastructure and hospitality just wasn't really going to work. So we knew we had pretty much a blank canvas. There were challenges on the site. You know, we had archaeology, there were electric lines that used to cross the site. There was gas lines. Big challenges that, as a greater team, we've all had to overcome.
The whole project has been a challenge. We are preparing the most important golf event in the world. We want to make sure that the golf course will look amazing during the tournament week. This golf course has been designed for that, for drama. Hole number 16, 17, and 18, I think all the spectators, golf fans, are going to enjoy a lot at Marco Simone.
Percorso incredibile, straordinario, proprio fatto adatto per questa manifestazione altamente spettacolare.
Marco Simone is a very difficult golf course. It's very hilly to start with. There's some huge elevation changes, especially on the back nine. I think for spectators it's going to be fantastic because there's big hills and slopes next to the holes. So you have these natural amphitheaters where you can sit and watch a couple of holes without really moving. And for players, I think it's going to be a great test.
The one key thing that strikes you about Marco Simone is the amount of elevation change across the site, and we really saw that as a really big opportunity, not only for golf, but also for the spectators and the hospitality and the infrastructure, which all goes into a Ryder Cup package. And we sort of pitched it as sort of a coliseum, where we take the golfer in on the first, into this valley, with all the hospitality and the embankments on either side, and you've got the first, and they play with all the people and the drama and the excitement of that.
It's been built with an eye on the Ryder Cup. It's built for the stadium. It's built for the atmosphere to be imposing on the players.
I think what you're trying to do is you're trying to sympathetically fit a golf course into its surroundings, and I think we have done that. The course has a lot of elevation change. It has about 50 meters from one side to the other, and the players are constantly going up and down it. It's going to be tough, and I dare say it's probably going to be tougher for the caddies. The spectators being able to see so many golf holes, that's one of the unique points about this venue.
The setup of it is leaning a little bit towards Le Golf National. That's what we saw from how it was set up for the Italian Open. Thicker rough, narrower fairways. It worked really well for us in France. I don't believe that the Americans will fall foul as much as they did there. Strategy perhaps didn't work that well for how they needed to approach that golf course. It worked for us. So I think it's a golf course that will suit us. I think the environment will suit us as well because it will be so well attended, as it always is, and the European fans will pull the team along.
There's a lot of risk and reward holes where you can drive the green on par 4s or get home in 2 on par 5s. There's a lot of water involved in the last few, so I think it's going to be a great test.
Stiamo cercando di fare in modo che questa rimanga la nostra speranza, la nostra ambizione è quella che rimanga la Ryder Cup più iconica della storia della Ryder Cup. Ma perché questo? Perché questa si svolgerà a Roma, la città eterna, dove tutto è iniziato.
Rome is a very special and unique city. I think for fans, spectators, you have something else to do outside of the golf.
The fans will be able to go and see wonderful golf, and then they're 10 kilometers away from extraordinary things like the Colosseum and the Spanish Steps.
When you walk around the city, there's history wherever you look, so I think it's an ideal city to host the Ryder Cup.
Playing the Ryder Cup in Rome will be legendary. I mean, this is where the legends were forged. And I'm sure it will be memorable, distinctive, and unforgettable for everyone.
Ricordo l'Olimpiade del 60 qui a Roma proprio, che è stato un ricordo, rappresenta un ricordo straordinario. Io ho la speranza che la Ryder Cup possa superare quel ricordo.
It's a venue that's pretty awesome. It's every 2 years, so it's not like it's something that's, repeated often. There's a build up to it, and I think you see that here with our fans, and you see that there with their fans. It's the first tee, it's the nerves, it's all of that.
The first tee of the Ryder Cup is the most intense and nerve-wracking tee shot you'll ever hit.
It's unbelievable. It's something that until you get there on the first tee and actually experience it firsthand, it's very difficult to explain how you're going to feel and how the atmosphere is going to be on the first tee.
It's nothing like anything else in golf. The adrenaline you get there, it's something you don't experience anywhere else.
The very first time I was on the Ryder Cup, going onto the first tee, I was absolutely, can I say, bricking it? Can I say that? I think I was. We all were. Everybody was. Doesn't matter who you are. You're very, very nervous.
Representing Europe, Holland Montgomery.
Luke Donald. Even us as the professionals, we know it's important and we get nervous and we have anxiety and tension.
Walking to that first tee is just the most brilliant feeling. You know, it's a little bit like a roller coaster, and I'm not sure you enjoy it when you're on it, and the minute you're off it, you go, that was the most incredible experience of my life.
It's quantifiably just escalated into a completely different stratosphere compared to what it was certainly in my first Ryder Cup.
My first Ryder Cup, there must have been 150 people around that first tee, of course. Now, my God, there's thousands of people. I mean, the French stand was incredible, like a football pitch.
It's getting bigger and bigger. You know, Paris will be difficult to match, but from what I've seen, from what I've heard, we're on that path.
You know, you look at what's going to happen again in Italy, and you know, that's rock and roll stuff. You know, that's a completely different level.
Here's to a great match.
My first Ryder Cup memory as a fan was when I attended as a 17-year-old back in 1981 at Walton Heath. I went down with my brother from Ilkley in Yorkshire. We took the train down to near Gatwick and watched the greats of the game. Watson and Nicklaus playing together. I mean, my God, Nicklaus and Watson playing together. And they won easily, of course they did. And I'm thinking, wow, this is something.
My first Ryder Cup memory was 1989. My dad actually took me to the Ryder Cup at the Belfry. I was 9 years old, and I think I just remember being struck by the golf bags, the size of the golf bags, the color, you know, how cool they were with obviously United States and Europe. And I was a bit wide-eyed at the golf bags. I think I remember literally as a 9-year-old thinking that was the coolest thing ever.
I grew up in the era of watching on TV. The Ryder Cup was just starting to burst through as the event that it has become when the Europeans got involved, and obviously the Ryder Cup was something I would have loved to play in.
I actually recall putting a picture of the Ryder Cup team on the wall in my kitchen, but that was probably 4 years before I made the team, but so it was definitely a dream of mine.
The Ryder Cup was always extremely special for me. Since the first day that I laid eyes on this television set in the clubhouse of the golf course I was a member at in 1991, watching Kiwa. Straight away I knew this thing was different. It resonated with me differently than any other sort of golf that I had seen on TV. And I knew straight away that if there's one thing that I wanted to do in golf is to play in the Ryder Cup.
The Ryder Cup is back in America.
The very first Ryder Cup I remember was the one at the Belfry in '93, where Costantino was playing. And I remember Costantino 3-putting 17 and kind of losing his game.
Watching at home with Eduardo, with my brother, around 95, 97, those are the first ones that we really, you know, watched knowingly and understanding what was happening.
Costantino, my goodness gracious.
I remember Monty shooing Seve away when Seve's trying to hit every shot for everybody when he was captain. I found that amazing. Paul McGinley holding the winning putt at the Belfry.
It's hold it. Europe have won back the Ryder Cup.
The K Club, Darren Clark walking onto the tee. They're some of my favourite memories of it. There's so many amazing ones, so to be any kind of part of that history of those moments in the Ryder Cup is very special.
My first real experience of a Ryder Cup probably would have been 1987. I remember Ben Crenshaw broke his putter and had to putt with a wedge against Eamon Darcy. Eamon Darcy managed to hold on and win that match in the singles. I remember the celebration of Jose Maria Lazabal, who was my captain in 2012, doing his little jiggy dance. Those little things as a kid just kind of struck me and kind of stayed with me, and there was a lot of passion, and I think that was inspiring as a kid to be able to watch that.
The Ryder Cup captivates a totally different audience, and it captivates a sports crowd.
It's the biggest sporting occasion in the world at the time, and I just think everybody in any walk of life, they tune in to watch the Ryder Cup.
It's this big story of us against them. European fans really enjoy supporting European team.
It's like the Super Bowl of golf, and people really get into it. I mean, you see people dressed up, and they sure wear a lot of red, white, and blue and colors of Europe during the competition.
The fans are a huge advantage, and there's an energy that is delivered to the players.
The Ryder Cup is loved by players, it's loved by the fans, it's loved by everyone who watches it. They can feel that passion, that energy.
Being a fan of the Ryder Cup is an experience that goes from a small group of people to tens of thousands of people.
First tee is absolutely electric. You have to get up extremely early, so it's dark at the start of the day, 5 o'clock, and the atmosphere just builds and builds and builds until that first tee off.
I'm not sure there's any sport that really gives you that breadth and that intensity of the moment.
The crowd are amazing, and they make the Ryder Cup what it is.
We have a 13th Man Creed. It's on our website, it's on our Facebook page, it's very short and it's very simple, and it reflects both teams. I am the 13th man. I support with pride my Ryder Cup team. I value sportsmanship over partisanship. I do not cheer failure. At the Ryder Cup, putts are holed, arms go up, dreams are achieved. Men become legends, and we, the witnesses, take home memories we share forever. I'll be watching, I'll be cheering. I'm the 13th man.
I can't envision the Ryder Cup without fans. That first tee, those deep bellows, those massive grandstands, you know, that's what makes the Ryder Cup. It's just a great spectacle, and the fandom is hard to beat. It's very easy to be a fan of the Ryder Cup once you experience it.
The Ryder Cup has been a huge passion of mine. I've loved everything that it represents. I've wanted to be on Ryder Cups because I wanted to follow the idols and golfers that I looked up to, that inspired me.
On the tee, representing Europe, Luke Donald.
I've been part of 6 Ryder Cups, 4 playing and 2 vice captains, and I've been very fortunate to be on some great teams. I've had great partners. 5 of those we've been on winning sides.
France was amazing, Ireland was special, so was Wales and Scotland, and the other ones I played at. So I know Italy will be nothing but that, but special, and I can't wait to.
All my greatest moments and my memories have really come in Ryder Cups.
What a shot, Luke Donald! He's knocked it inside, Tiger. Wow!
It's always been my goal from the very first Ryder Cup I played that at some point I would have the opportunity to be a captain. To obviously have the privilege and honor of leading the team this year is pretty damn special.
Ladies and gentlemen, please give a warm welcome to the captain of the 2023 European Ryder Cup team, Luke Donald.
It is almost surreal, and it is just extremely special. Now, sitting in this seat, I can honestly say that my dreams never reached this far. I want to be Zach Johnson, the captain. The way I'm wired is I've kind of got that bulldog mentality. Right? I love situations where my back is against the wall, where it's hard, where it's uncomfortable, where you feel like you're being kind of pulled and tugged and stretched. So excited.
This is something I've always kind of wanted to do, I've always dreamed of doing. I can't wait to see this course packed with some passionate fans.
You know, I don't feel like I've earned this right. I don't feel like this is something that I deserve. It's just one of those where when people come alongside you and say, hey, it's your turn, it's your time, I'm confident in you, we trust you.
I had a great experience under Captain Thomas Bjorn in 2018 and enjoyed my time with Padraig Harrington in 2021. There's so many decisions that go into everything, and you start to realize that as a vice captain and the responsibility of that week and trying to get it right.
The way I see it is I'm going to be leading the team, but I'm going to be serving this team more than anything. This is Team USA. This is a bunch of guys that they're going to do the talking on the golf course. Their golf clubs are going to do the talking, and I'm just going to be there to take whatever difficult circumstance, whatever may arise, and put the onus on me. I'm going to let them do what they do and do what they do best, and that's play their game of golf.
It's important for me that we do have a quick trip before the Ryder Cup to Rome as a team. For the guys to see the course, getting everyone together and just hearing their views. You know, this captaincy certainly isn't just about me inputting my views or the vice captains, but you want to hear from your team too. You want everyone to have good communication and then be on the same page and be energized and be excited.
My hope is that I'm going to be their friend and their confidant and certainly their leader. They know what they're doing. These guys are good. Hopefully, at the end of the week, they can say, yeah, Zach just gave us the freedom.
It's about flipping those little incremental bits here and there and giving us the slight advantage.
Bottom line is our mission, collectively, is to go over there and win the cup as a team.
If I can get them in the right frame of mind on Friday morning, we have a great group of guys that are equally and easily good enough to win that cup back.
I cannot wait to take these 12 guys to Rome and compete together, band together, and try to win that cup.
We are bringing the cup back.